Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee, your sip of tea. All right, let's talk cryptos. There's a couple things I want to address. Peter Schiff is an idiot. He has been wrong for 10 years, and he refuses to go down and admit that he's been wrong. All the arguments he creates about gold are even better on the crypto side. All of them. Especially is comparing gold to Bitcoin. Yeah, have you noticed Peter has never addressed the fact that we don't know how much gold is out there. At any moment we can discover the largest gold mine in the history of the world. We did that already in the Grand Canyon in 1913, but it could happen today somewhere else. And it's very easy for it to happen if the politicians stopped locking up all the gold into desert wildlife preserves and things like that. 41% of all of the land in California has been taken over by the federal government. Much of that land, especially down in Southern California, is very gold-rich land that Dianne Feinstein locked away. So, Peter, let's talk about scarcity. Why is gold so great? You've been saying it for years. Gold is great because it's a scarce natural resource. It's scarce, it's scarce, it's scarce. What's more scarce, gold or Bitcoin? Halving is next year. Why doesn't Peter Schiff talk about the halving? A deflationary aspect of a slightly inflationary currency. I don't like it when people say that Bitcoin is deflationary because it's not. There's always more Bitcoin being created all the way up until 2040 and then it stops. It's just a slower rate of inflation than the fiat money or even gold mining. Look at the rate they're pulling gold out of the ground and how much gold is out. It has been pulled out of the ground over the years. And what's to stop someone from discovering a massive, massive, massive seam of gold that triples the quantity, or even releasing the amount of gold that we have all around the world? Read Yamashita's Gold, Peter. Read it. So yes, the halving blows his concept of a way of scarcity that he'd been preaching for the last 30 years. Peter, you're wrong. Again, give it up. Give it up. I tell you what, Peter, I will buy the cryptos that people are giving to you. And I'll give you a 10% premium on it. How's that? How's that, Peter? Yeah, you're a guy. You're out there to make money. You think that Bitcoin's going to zero. Sell me your Bitcoin, and I'll give you 10% extra on it. Anybody who knows Peter, give him a call. All right. Here's the other thing I want to talk about. My buddy, Chico Crypto. This guy is brilliant. He's a really smart guy. And I watch his show daily. I suggest everybody go to Chico Crypto. But he did talk about Litecoin. And he brought up some points that, out of context, are really good points. The first one is he's talking about price of Litecoin and going forward. And that's what most people care about. They're worried about price. What's going to go up the fastest, shortest amount of time, so I give it my Lambo and run away. But the way he talks about price, I think, is flawed. Flawed. Tyler, you're flawed on this one. Here's the deal. 2015 was the last Litecoin halving. Litecoin was barely traded on exchanges, and in reality, you cannot compare the crypto world from 2015 to the crypto world today. It's night and day. Litecoin's almost on every exchange. Massive amount of awareness has been built up. All kinds of things. He had more than one point, and some of them are good. Like, there's no development going on in Litecoin. They're spending all their time in marketing for mass adoption instead of developing the product. And Charlie Lee, it's not a good point that Charlie Lee bailed on Litecoin. It's not true. He's been working harder on Litecoin now than he ever has. Yes, he's removed himself as an owner of Litecoin in order for it to flourish as what it was intended to be. A cryptocurrency, a true cryptocurrency that we can use on a day-to-day basis. Not many other cryptos are really searching for that. I think it's the holy grail of cryptocurrencies, the whole reason why Satoshi invented cryptocurrencies. was a peer-to-peer cash system. And that's what Charlie's working on. And it's not just Charlie. Obviously, it's the Litecoin Foundation and all of us who are on the Litecoin spreading mass adoption. And it is important. And you'll understand how important it is the moment the banks shut down. And that's why I'm invested in Litecoin, because I know that this banking system is not long for this world. And the moment it breaks down, like it did in 2008, we're that close, a matter of hours before everything shut down and there was nowhere to go. There weren't cryptos back in 2008. Today, there are cryptos. There's somewhere to go. And where will people be running to the moment their bank shuts down? If the financial system, if there's no bailout, which I don't think there is, there's way too much knowledge out there. Congress would have to agree. They'd have to bail out Trump. It ain't going to happen. There will be no bailout. So what happens then? We're going to have to figure out our own way. Make a way, as Cliff High calls it. So I disagree with my buddy Tyler, but I get his points. Those are the optics of what a trader would look at. So yes, traders are going to get in because of it early. They're going to get out a month later. They're going to trade it as if it was the same as 2015. Here's the biggest problem. Litecoin's rigged. It wasn't as rigged in 2015. It's 100% rigged. Now I can prove it by looking at the volumes. In 2015, I wrote it down. The volume, average daily volume, right after the halving was about $3 million was traded on a daily basis. Obviously, it was it went from $1 to $8 and back to $3. So we're talking about smaller numbers, but percentage-wise, it gives you a clue of just how manipulated it is. Because the market cap in 2015 was about $120 million. So that's like the average daily trading was about 2% of the total market cap. Now, why is that important? Because that is a sign of how manipulated a cryptocurrency is. So fast forward to today, 2019, the average daily volume ratio it ranges from literally almost 100%. At times it's over 100%, but right now it's about 50%, 60%. So back then on the market manipulation scale, you got 2% of the total market cap being traded per day, which is, I think it's kind of high, but it's understandable. Today, it's over 50% of the total market cap. That's every 2 days. Every Litecoin that's ever been invented has switched hands. Yes, I know a lot of the recorded data is fake. All of it's fake. They're trading derivatives. They're not trading the real thing. So when you're talking about trying to compare apples to oranges, 2015 to 2019, you can't. You can't. Is my take. But I love his stuff. I'll keep watching his stuff. I just disagree. I don't think anybody should sell their Litecoin for a short-term type of the downside risk in Litecoin. Sure, a bunch of traders can decide, oh yeah, we're not interested in trading, high-frequency trades on Litecoin. We're going to move somewhere else. I think that's a good thing. More than likely, the manipulators will see an opportunity. People saying, oh, it's going to perform the same way that it did in 2015. And then the manipulators and those who are trying to get their hands on Litecoin are going to be sucking it up to some point, and then they let it run. Or they make it run. And they blow it sky high, and everybody's panicking to get back into Litecoin, which makes it run even more. That's my take, Tyler. But love your stuff. It's great stuff. And yeah, short term, you're probably right. But do you really want to be out of Litecoin, that means of exchange? And the other point he made, I forgot about this one, was that the Litecoin Foundation was concentrating on mass adoption. There's no doubt. They're doing marketing. It's not just for marketing's sake. People need to know that cryptos are available when the banks crash. They need to know. And so, yeah, where do you want to put your money? I would say put it into marketing It's not, the foundation doesn't have any money. It's more word of mouth. It's a very organic gang of people who are diehard Litecoin fans. And you're right, Litecoin doesn't have any use case today, but it sure will when the banks crash. It has positioned themselves because of marketing to be that number one means of exchange if it's ever needed. And I think it's going to be needed sooner rather than later. So that's my take. No, I would not sell my Litecoin. I wouldn't worry about price. It's rigged. And as a means of exchange, the moment we need it, it'll be the number one crypto option. And yeah, there's still stuff to do. A lot's going on behind the scenes that we're not allowed to know about. That's why the IMF was there at the Litecoin Summit last year. It freaked everybody out. At the very end, they presented all this stuff to Charlie Lee and the Litecoin Foundation. So I think there's much bigger things going on behind the scenes, getting ready for the planned collapse of the economic system, which is another topic altogether, which I talk about every day. So Tyler, love you. And I think everybody should watch it. He makes some good points if you put it in the context of comparing it to 2015. And no, I don't think Charlie bailed for any reason. I absolutely know that he's working harder now than he was before. So there you have it. Let's talk about more market manipulation. And this is an interesting one because today is the last day. It was going to be yesterday, but a lot of people saying they want Veritasium token for the private road membership. Today will be the last day for Veritasium. And then I'm going to be giving away Theta tokens starting tomorrow. Very interesting things about Theta going on. A lot of manipulation on Binance. You know, a lot of these smaller coins, I mean, it's got a market cap of 100 million, so I wouldn't say it's real small. But if you look at where it's traded and the amount of trades going on, look at the Binance volume. 28% plus 8% here, 36, 37 plus 43 plus 45. So about 50% of all Theta tokens are traded on one criminal exchange, Binance. Why do you think it can't move? Although the volumes are trading lower than most. I mean, it's at 10% of the total market cap, which is not out of this world. It's not good, but it's so easy to manipulate the price of something like Theta. So yes, it is a great time to give it away because I like giving away coins that are cheap, massively undervalued, so that when you buy your Road to Ruta subscription, you come back a couple years later and say, oh my God, that year-long Road to Ruta subscription made me money. Look at all this Bitcoin I have. Look at all this Litecoin I have. That's the goal. So if you want to join the Road to Ruta, you go to roadtoruta.com, hit subscribe today, and today is the last day for Veritasium tokens. This is great for people who don't have any crypto at all and like silver, because I'm also giving away the Silver Ruta coin. So right now, for a 1-year subscription, you get one Veri token on a paper wallet. You don't even have to know how to use Coinbase or anything. You could take it and stick it in your safe with the rest of your silver, and you could say, I have one crypto. And I think Veritasium is going to be a real important one. That's it for right now. I'll get back to you later today on Patreon. This is Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Talk to you later.